Hey, what up, y'all? Mr. Cruz here, the littest teacher you never had, back with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys a little trick that I use, probably a trick that some of you guys use, or if you're not using, definitely use it, on how I make sure that my 808s are in tune or are in key with the rest of my beat. All right. So for starters, let's take a listen to this beat that I got here. All right, so specifically, we're listening to the 808s right here. All right, now the struggle can sometimes be is how do I make sure that my 808 is in key with everything else? So if I have my melody here, it can kind of sometimes be tough because 808s are a bass instrument, so they're in a very low register of our frequencies, and they can oftentimes be really hard to hear. So here's a little trick that I use. Now I know specifically the sample that I have is in the key of E minor. So, and I know a lot of DAWs have this, but in Reason we have this thing called players, and I can drag this in, and I would just set it to the same scale. Now, that's not just enough because I don't just want it to be in key. Being in key, being in the same scale lets me know that, okay, these notes will sound good if they're played together. But your melody doesn't utilize all of those notes. It might not utilize all of the notes, and therefore you might hit a note that, gosh, what is it called? A sour note? Is that what it is? Yeah. You might hit a note that is sour or that it sounds sour because it's a note that you're not utilizing in your melody. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're using notes that are in your melody when you're building out your 808s or your bass so that it sounds good together. Because in the end, all you want it to do is you want your bass to sound good with everything else that is playing at the same time. So I have this here, so I know that no matter which key I hit, it's going to be in the right scale. So this will obviously eliminates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different keys that we can avoid. Now that's not always enough. So like, let's say, because it's such a low frequency and such a low register, sometimes I can't hear. So one thing that I'll do is I will select all, and then I will bring up my tool window, and I will pitch all of it up 1 octave. Now let's pitch that up. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get my melody. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit so that we can kind of hear things a little bit better. Come on now. All right, so let's turn this down about that much, just because I want to be able to hear my 808 a lot clearer. All right. See, when it's a higher frequency, you can hear the harmonics of it a lot clearer and a lot better. And that will let you know that if I hit a note that it might be in key, but it's not, a part of my melody, so therefore it doesn't sound right with everything else, that'll let me know that I need to change that key. So I kind of actually moved this one, but it actually sounds kind of good in there. All right, but let's say, what if I did this one right here? All right, see, that one sounded wrong. So I would be able to move it, oh shoot, where I need to, where initially I had it right there. And now with at a higher frequency, at a higher octave, I can tell the harmonics a lot apart and the tone a lot differently, a lot clearer. So now I can understand that when I play it, if it sounds good, if it sounds in key and in tune at this octave, when I drop it down to the lower octave, it's still going to sound good because I didn't change any of the notes. And I know that those notes are going to be in key. So that's it. It's pretty simple, pretty easy trick. Could save you a lot of time and a lot of frustration if you feel like you're hearing something because when we drop it down to a lower octave, and sometimes those offset notes will sound good but it still kind of gives us a little feeling like, I think it sounds right. I think it's in key. I think it's not. So this will let you know to be absolutely 100% sure that your 808s are in tune with the rest of your beat and with the rest of your melody. All right. That's what I got for you guys. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. If this is a trick that you guys use, or if it is something that you will potentially use, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Mr. Cruz, out.